So, what are we cooking today? We are cooking some beef fried rice. So, I have the steak which I'll be using for beef tartar for the evening. So, I'll be using some trimming of that for the beef fried rice. I'll be obviously using some eggs, uh, spring onion, some coriander, just because I have a lot of coriander. Do you want some spinach in the fried rice? Okay, some spinach, uh, some carrots. Uh, what else? I'll be adding some extra sauce, make it special. Uh, what else? What else? What else? Some red onion chop, rice. Obviously, rice is in the fridge. I'll take it out later. That's about it. Babe, can you please turn on the light? Okay. And I'm having leftover rosé from yesterday night where we made ceviche. Okay, first things first. Some carrot. Too lazy to peel, so I'm just cleaning it off like this. Excuse me. Wash the carrot. So I've had a photo shoot, came back, Rosie went to gym, and then she did the shopping because we have a dinner. We have some friends and my cousin coming over. So we've got a lot of cooking for today, and before that, we need some lunch, and we are out of food. That's some cooked food, which stays in the fridge. So it's gonna be a quick one and not a patient one because I'm hungry. So that can go in a plate. Carrots, and then some chopped onion. We wouldn't need this much of chopped onion, but because we are gonna make a lot of stuffs for dinner today, I can reuse the leftover chopped onion, so I'll be chopping all of it. Hello. So about today, got up breakfast. I forgot to record. I made some eggs. Rosie had some toast, and as you can see, I'm not very patient with the cutting now because I'm freaking hungry. Rosie's out setting up the house for dinner. I'll save this. I'll be making a chicken stewish kind of thing with porcini mushrooms. So I'll save this for then. Let it be there. And chopped onion. That's strong. Uh, I'll put some coriander and water. Spinach is washed, but I'll still wash it a bit. Spinach and goes back. And spring onion. So what I'm doing is I'm using the white part to cook, and the green part later will be added as garnish. Very rough cut, showing my lack of patience. That also can go with the onion. I'm not doing ginger and garlic. I'll be using ready-made ginger garlic paste because we both are hungry and we can't wait. So that's the garnish part. What's it? Mm-hmm. The table. Okay. So washed coriander. I'm using the stems also. So I've tried and chopped it fine. I'll put that in between this. And now the next one is slicing the beef. I'm not using all of the beef. Beef is actually for tonight's dinner. Actually, not. I mean, part of dinner. I'll be making some tartar. So for tartar, you don't need the fat. You just need the good meat. So I'll use all this fatty trimmings for the fried rice now. I'll use this bit also for the fried rice. This bit for fried rice. I don't need that. That's for tata. This bit. So this is going back for Tata, and I'm using the second piece also in taking the fatty pieces and trimmings. So since this fat, this is what we'll be cooking first. That's me snobbing because of the onion next to me. I need to sharpen my knife. So yes, that can, yeah, just that piece. It's also for the fried rice. I hope there's some protein because of these, and that's going back. I'm not wrapping it quite well because I'm gonna use it in next half an hour, 45 minutes. So that's the beef. And then we have the egg, we have the extra sauce. I'll get some sesame oil out. We don't use vegetable oil or any kind of seed oil, so the oil we have is either coconut, olive, or we use sesame for the Asian food, but mostly, yeah, it's just coconut oil and olive oil. So the wok, after I clean, I always spray some oil and leave it there so that it stays like that and it don't stays non-sticky basically. Sip. What else do we need? We need salt. We need some soy sauce, maybe some oyster sauce. That's and some fried onion. So if you want your fried rice to taste really good, or matter of fact, any Asian food to taste really good, it should be cooked on a really hot wok. It should start smoking. So rice is coming out. As you can see, the wok is smoking. It shouldn't be smoking that much, but anyway. I forgot this sesame oil. Yep, found it. So the sesame oil first. Some oil. What I'm gonna do is first scramble the egg. Tip two. The scrambling egg also makes your pan a bit non-sticky. Have this thing which I use for, which we use in Kerala for cooking, but then I'm using this. Not gonna hurt my wok. So pipe flame again. The reason why I'm cooking egg first is I should be cooking beef also again on high flame. If I have egg and then beef, not gonna come out well. So it's actually not even that hot. It should be really hot. So scramble it a bit. I'm not adding any salt now because all those things will happen later. Just quickly scramble. and then that goes back. So back again, high plane. Just trying to clean it up. While I'm doing that, I can rinse this bowl. So one job done. So again, I'm heating this wok really well. Not adding the oil now because it will start smoking. Now, since it's almost smoking, I'm adding just a bit of oil, not quite a lot, to cook the beef. So in goes the beef. So the trick is to leave the beef there and let it have a nice color, caramelize, let the fat melt and everything. That's not hygienic, guy, by the way. So while it's cooking, let's take the portion the rice. So I eat a lot of rice. Rosie don't. And also the rice we have is actually Kerala rice, not ideal for fried rice, but it is what it is. We just need to have some lunch, a quick lunch. That should be enough. So this is how your beef is going. I've not added salt again. I've just tossed it once and then let it cook. I'm not sure if this much rice is enough. So as per my diet, uh, I'm supposed to eat 190 grams of rice per meal. That's lunch and dinner. I've been on a restricted carb intake. So the reason we don't add salt is once you add salt, the water will start coming out, and that won't then give you this caramelized color. And of course, fire alarm because of the smoke from the wok. Typical Aussie situation. All the fire alarms are not made for Indian or Asian food. So as you can see, the fat is been melting and there's barely any visible fat. You can see how much oil is coming out, or the fat is all from the meat. Okay? So if you have a high burner or high flame burner, this is much more quicker and easier. But then yeah, this is the max I can go. So yeah, that's it. Other versions you can use marinated beef, you can do all those kind of stuff, but this is what I'm doing today. And yeah, that's it. Uh, Not bad. Adding a bit of salt now. Not a lot because all the sauces are salty. Soy sauce, oyster sauce, and everything. So trying not to make it too salty. So it goes in there. So next, I'm trying not to use oil in those carrot, all of it, half of the onion, and the spring onion. Okay, high flame. We're not cooking it up too much. We are just forcing it, and that should be good. And now goes in all these stuffs. Okay, we're getting the flame a bit lower. There was, as you can see, how the rice was stuck. Not ideal, but it's cold rice, and it's South Indian rice, Kerala rice, so quite expected. So while I'm doing this, also what we need is some salt. I'm adding some spinach. I'm adding the soy sauce, some oyster sauce, just a bit. Yep, that's the salty stuff, so not quite a lot. And then next one, what we do is sauce. So I'm waiting a bit more for it to heat up before I start tossing. So these spring onion and coriander, I'll add it at last. So is the extra sauce and the fried onion. Breaking rice get easier once it gets cold. In restaurants, extra sauce, what they do is because it's expensive, they just add a bit after it's cooked, after it's played as garnish. Since we're cooking for ourselves, I'll be a bit more generous. I'll be adding it towards the end like it. So yeah, why not? So it's not smoky enough, so I'm just letting it to smoke a bit. And while that's happening, I'm also adding some fried onion. Just letting it be there. I don't want to cook a lot now After adding fried onion, because the crispness will go, I'm also adding this, so it's almost to the final stage. So we'll be using that for the tartar and everything. Probably I'll have to fish out the coriander and a very generous amount of pesto sauce. Probably I'll save that. Some sauce. That was oopsie back and that. Oh, and that's it. Am I okay? A bit. We need some salt definitely. Not adding any magic powder. That is Ajinomoto. Not, I'm not against adding Ajinomoto. Uh, I've heard it's or what the research is saying that it's a cooked up stuff that Ajinomoto is bad for health, but I've not added because I don't have it. Anyway, that's it. So, gonna plate it now. That'll be more than enough for Rosie because she don't like rice much. Maybe a bit more. I'll see if she eats or I'll end up eating it. Anyway, if it's hot enough, had it been hot enough, had I been patient enough, it normally don't get stuck like this. But it is what it is. I'm not patient at all. So we are done with the lunch cooking. Hey, lunch ready? Yeah. I can hear the less excitement because it's rice. Ah, yeah, Uncle Roger. Use the fork. Actually, what I'll do is I'll just finish it off. Do you want some extra sauce, man? Sure. Yes. And red sauce done. Things is not that bad. And yes, that's it. Lunch done.